welcome back to my channel. The Massey Ferguson 65 has got a flat tyre, probably a old tube split. So to make it easier to get off, I'm going to empty the water out of both rear tyres so they can be changed. To get the water out, got to remove the valve. So this is a dust cap. It's got the valve remover tool in the end of it. Or that is a valve tool, cleans out the thread there, or you can use it as a cleaning the outer thread. So that's the inner thread, outer thread. You've got the valve removing there, and that cleans out the gunk from inside. Now the valve stems aren't always on the outside. So this side is on the inside, the other side's on the outside. So it'll be easier to show you on the other side because it's on the outside. I'll take you around and show that now. This is the one that went flat. So there's no valve on this side. And it's just there on the inside. But the other side one has it on the outside. Now I've put it on the bottom because obviously all the water goes to the bottom. When you're normally pumping it with air, you put the valve at the top. That way there's less chance that any of the water will come out. But because I'm taking the water out, I've put it on the bottom. And when you put your air tool on to pump it up, if you hold it in so the air comes out the end, it stops the little bit of water, even though it's on the top, a little bit of water will be in the stem and it'll shoot up inside, go into your gauge, and it will wreck it. I have wrecked one of these before because I didn't hold that in, thinking that there was no air left in the stem, and I went to put more air in it and some air shot into it and wrecked it. So for this I will take the dust cap off. Get this tool, move some things out of the way. Now this end here lines up with inside there, so when you put it in you can feel it get a bite on it. So you undo it, stand back a bit because it will squirt out. know how long this water's been in here for. Sometimes it's coolant that gets put in. So this seems to be water. I've only seen coolant a couple of times. There it goes. There's the valve. So I'll let that run. Then I will pump it with air again, and then let it run out again. So I'll come back in a few minutes and put some air in it. As you can see, there's quite a bit of water in these. That's why I'm doing it outside. Once the water is empty or close to empty, I will take it inside and later on be taking the wheels off. So this process takes quite a while, and because these tyres are so perished, there's a decent split there. I don't want to let it bulge too much at the bottom. Because I don't want to end up with this tyre having a blowout and not be able to pump it back up. So I'll turn the compressor on and put some air in it. Pressure to build up a bit more. Remember, you want to be pushing that to stop the water from coming up, especially with the valve on the bottom. And when you take it off, you want to be holding that in and pull it off. If I was to let go of this now, water would come straight up inside. And that would wreck it. End up with all corrosion and all the gauge and everything inside. So when I stop, keep on that and it'll stop the water from coming inside. Same with putting it back on. Now that's under pressure, it'll come out really quickly. Well, quicker than no pressure. But you don't want to put too much pressure in and end up blowing it. Because you can't use the gauge, you just have to monitor how much of a bulge is on the bottom of the tyre. Especially when they're this perished. These tyres were on it when I bought it. The front tyres were so perished I had to replace them. The wall got ripped out of the front. Alright, I'll let that go and come back a bit later. Now the water level is about at the valve. So as the tyre is going down, it's picking up more water and it's coming out. So the water would be at about that level. I'll let that go for a little bit longer. Just to make it a bit lighter and easier to manage when I take it off. Alright, that should be enough. So now I'm going to put the valve back in. So, the valve. Screw that back in. Now I'll move the tractor forward to get that up to the top so I can put some air in it. Now, I suppose since the water's only down here I don't really need to go all the way to the top. Because these tyres are going to be changed, they don't have to be at any sort of pressure, just so the bottom is not bulging and going to blow out the side by the look of it. Pretty perished. I'll just get some pressure in this. There's bound to be water still in there. the trigger down to blow the water into the tyre rather than into the gauge. That should be enough. Now for the other side. Dust cap back on there. Now this is the other side. This is the one that's got the leak. And there's the valve. Now I'll just put some air in it. That's squirting from around the valve stem. It could be just travelling inside the rim, having nowhere else to go, it just comes out there. Or it could be a faulty valve stem. Alright, I'm going to let it go. I don't know how much water's left in this. It's leaked out quite a bit already. Alright, I'll let that go and come back to it. And that should be enough. That should be enough out of this side. I'll just put the valve back in. These valves don't have to be super tight, just reasonably firm. I'll put some air in it so I can get it back in the shed. I'll drive it forward a little bit just to get the valve up out of the water. So I'll do that now. Remember to get air before you put it on. You don't need any water coming back. I'm not sure that valve is letting air in. That valve is sticking, so I will pump it up without the valve in there. And then put the valve in. Now I'll drive it around to the shed before that gets too low to drive on. Now the 65 can sit here inside while I wait for a couple of quotes to come back, so I can find out how much the new tyres are going to cost. I've put a stand underneath the drawbar, so when the tyre goes down, not quite there yet, when the tyre goes down it'll be resting on that instead of straight on the rim. Plus it's not as far to jack up when I take the wheels off. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.